USI-Tech, cease and desist in the state of Texas. So I heard about this yesterday, and I don't have a whole lot to do with USI-Tech, other than I'm familiar with them. They're in the cryptocurrency space. I know there's several YouTubers that have promoted them in the past. And I guess Texas Securities Board has basically created a cease and desist against the company and these two individuals for promoting a security, unregistered security in the state of Texas. And I've heard arguments, oh, it's just two bad actors. You know, it's just one state. It's just Texas. I actually have a friend of mine who's in USI-Tech. He was talking to me this morning. And here's the thing. I've watched this kind of stuff happen before. Let me tell you something. Here's my advice if you're a USI-Tech rep or investor or whatever you want to call it. My advice is I would stop promoting it. And the reason I would stop promoting it is because you're often seen as part of the problem. There's a red flag here. I would stop promoting it for now. I would not necessarily leave USI-Tech. I would see how the company responds, how individuals respond, but I would stop promoting it for now. I would not necessarily say just get out of it altogether yet, because it really depends on, listen, government regulation is the #1 threat to the entire cryptocurrency space, mainly because we don't know what these regulations are going to look like. So I don't think this is necessarily a reason to cause panic. I wouldn't like it. It wouldn't make me feel good. But I would make certain that you're diversifying outside of USI-Tech into the crypto space. You know, if you haven't bought Bitcoin yet, Bitcoin's down today. It's a good time to buy. I don't recommend you jump in all at once. I would recommend buying a little bit each, every other day or once a week or whatever. You don't know how much lower the price is going to go or how much higher it's going to go, but it's low now compared to where it has been the past couple of weeks. So this might be a good time to buy some Bitcoin if you don't own any Bitcoin outright, meaning you've not actually purchased any outright other than just your business inside of USI-Tech. I would pull money outside of USI-Tech. I would hold it in an external wallet. I would not be putting any more money into USI-Tech yet. I would not be reinvesting in it yet. If they legitimately are able to get things squared away with the SEC, that is an extremely positive sign, extremely. But that is a big if. The thing that's crazy is I saw when they were coming to the US and I thought, I don't know if that's a good sign or not, but they claimed they had attorneys on board and everything else. And if that was the case, then this probably should have never happened. If that was the case. And let's just say that, hey, it was a mistake. They've got international attorneys. Someone just didn't dot an I or cross a T. That is possible. Then this should, within the next few weeks to few months, get cleared up. And if it does get cleared up, that's hugely positive for USI-Tech. But that is a big if. So for now, I wouldn't necessarily leave. I wouldn't necessarily, say pull all your money out. But you need to be diversified. I recommend just research the crypto space. If your only reason for being here is to make a quick buck, you're not going to last in this space. This space, listen, and by the way, I'm not giving financial advice. This is what I would tell myself if I was in USI-Tech. But the bottom line is this. This space, I am in this space because I believe in the long-term potential. I don't care that the market's down 20% today. I'm somewhat glad. I'm somewhat relieved. I've been waiting for this. I actually think the market could drop another 30%, another 50% potentially. For me, I'm buying. I bought some Bitcoin today on the down market. I'm buying, and I'll continue to buy if it stays down. Because ultimately, I believe the long-term future for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is, 10 times, 50 times higher, 100 times higher than what they are right now. I believe in the technology. I believe in the space. So I encourage you to do your own research. Don't just be in this space just because you're trying to get rich quick with one company or whatever. And I would start diversifying. So here's what I would do. I would buy Bitcoin, look into mining, look in the, there's cloud mining if you don't do your own mining, cloud mining like Genesis mining. I'll have a coupon code down in the description. There's also Hashflare. Genesis mining currently doesn't have any mining contracts, although when they are available, their mining contracts are lifetime, and they're a little bit less expensive than Hashflare. Hashflare's mining contracts, you have a little bit more control over the mining and the mining pools. And at the same time with Hashflare, they have a neat reinvestment feature that makes it very handy. They are a little more expensive than Genesis mining, and they are only 1-year contracts. But I mean, before the price took a dip last night, before it started taking a big dip, mining was extremely profitable. I haven't done the numbers today, but it's probably still profitable. But mining, people are always like, you can't get a 1% a day in investing in things like USI-Tech or whatever. Listen, yes, you can sometimes. I mean, I don't know that they can do it every day, but you can absolutely trade and make 1%. Absolutely, absolutely. In certain environments. Now, same thing with Bitconnect. Bitconnect doesn't produce 1% a day, and they have a trading algorithm. And people like to say that's not possible. It is possible. Time will tell how well their algorithm works and how does it do in a down economy. But it is absolutely possible to produce 1% a day in certain market environments. The question is, how long can they do it? Can they do it in this massive bull market? Sure. Long term, we'll see. Same thing with USI-Tech. The biggest mistake USI-Tech has made is promising basically X% return, approximately. That's where it gets dicey. Plus, they start creating, they just recently started proving they were doing trading in the first place. And that's a little bit scary, because the question is, were they trading the entire time, or did they just recently, as they got bigger, come under more scrutiny, started finding ways to produce trading? Who knows? We'll find out. Again, if USI-Tech gets out of this mess, they're going to be a phenomenal organization to work with. Congratulations to you for being in early. If they go down, they get shut down, you want to be diversified. And besides, diversification helps you learn more about this space. So check into cloud mining. That's an area. Buy and own some cryptocurrency outright that you're not trying to invest with. You're just owning it. Then there's things like cloud mining. Another thing is master nodes. Do some research on your master nodes. I mean, by the way, this is annual ROIs. I'm not telling you to go jump into 2,000, 15,000, 3,000% ROI coins. You need to understand what master nodes are all about first, but you should do some research. There are some good masternode coins that you could be a part of. Ideally, what you want to do is you want to look for a coin that you potentially like the project, and you would consider owning that coin. And then at that point, you can learn how to start a masternode for that coin. And then you'll own the coin, and you'll basically be earning some coins at the same time. So find a coin you like, invest in the coin, set up a masternode if it's available. And this website, by the way, is a great resource to just start your research. But once you start doing this, you're going to start getting diversified. You should not have all your eggs in one basket. And if you like the whole idea of earning cryptocurrency daily, then you're going to want to look into things like cloud mining. You're going to want to look at things like masternodes. There's also other investment coins out there. But if you're coming from USI-Tech, you may or may not want to look at those types of you may want to get something totally outside of that realm. Then I would start looking at things like masternodes. There's also something called proof of stake nodes out there, which are a little bit different than masternode coins. So it's something to look into. And of course, you've got cloud mining with Genesis mining and Hashflare as well. And that way you're going to be earning, but all your eggs aren't going to be in one basket. And then you can wait and see what happens with this whole USI-Tech thing, see if it blows over. But again, this isn't financial advice. This is just my opinion, and this is what I would do if I, had all this capital, all this Bitcoin tied up in USI-Tech, and I saw this come down the pipeline. I would immediately start diversifying. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I can't give you direct personal advice, but I can tell you what I would do if I was in your situation. And that's, it's just my opinion. Heck, consider it all satire if you'd like. I love this space. I love talking about this space. I'm going to do another video soon about investing in a down market, which is very similar, by the way, to my video on investing in a Bitcoin bubble. If you haven't seen that, subscribe to my channel. Go back and look at that video as well. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. God bless.